These small fees quietly drain your wallet. I pulled up my bank statement last month and something felt off. There was no single big charge that jumped out. No surprise purchase. No emergency expense. But somehow, over $300 had disappeared into charges I barely remembered agreeing to. Small fees, tiny line items, a few dollars here, a few dollars there. The kind of charges you glance at and think, that is nothing. But when you add them all up across a month, across a year, it is not nothing. It is real money walking out of your life while you are not paying attention. Today we are going through 10 small fees that quietly drain American wallets every single month. Some of these are hiding on your phone bill. Some are buried in your bank account. Some show up at checkout and disappear before you even question them. And number 7 on this list is one that millions of people pay every single month without realizing they could eliminate it completely with one phone call. If this is your first time here, this is Better Deal Daily. We help regular people spot bad deals, hidden charges, and money traps before they add up. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one. And stick around, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly which bills to check first. Let us get into it. Item number 1, credit card annual fees. You forgot about this one is easy to miss because it only hits once a year. You sign up for a credit card. Maybe it had a great intro offer. Maybe you got a sign-up bonus or a 0% rate for the first year. But then the annual fee kicks in, and it just quietly charges you every year after that. I have talked to people who are paying $75, $95, even $250 a year on a card they barely use. They forgot the fee existed. It just shows up on one statement, buried between grocery charges and gas fill-ups, and they scroll right past it. Here is the thing. An annual fee can be worth it if you are actually using the rewards, the travel perks, or the cashback categories that card offers. But if that card is sitting in a drawer, or if you are only using it once every few months, that fee is just a donation to the credit card company. When I checked my own cards a while back, I found one I had not used in over a year. It had a $95 annual fee. I called, asked if they could waive it or switch me to a no-fee version, and they did it in about 4 minutes. Check every credit card you carry. Look at the fee schedule. If you are not using the perks, call and ask to downgrade to a no annual fee card. Most issuers will do it. You do not have to close the account. You just stop paying for features you never use. That is money back in your pocket for one short phone call. Item number 2, ATM fees from out-of-network machines. This one feels small in the moment. You need cash. You see an ATM. You know it is not your bank. The screen says there is a fee. You think it is just $3 and you hit accept. But here is what most people do not realize. Your own bank may also charge you a fee on top of that. So that one quick withdrawal just costs you $5 or $6. Do that twice a month and you are looking at over $120 a year just to access your own money. I started noticing this when I tracked every small charge on my checking account for 30 days. The ATM fees were not dramatic, but they were consistent, and they were completely avoidable. Most banks and credit unions now offer apps that show you where fee-free ATMs are located. Some online banks reimburse ATM fees entirely, and some grocery stores and big retailers let you get cash back at checkout with no fee at all. Before you use an out-of-network ATM, check your bank app. Plan ahead when you know you will need cash. And if your bank charges you a fee every time you use another bank's machine, it might be time to compare banks. This is not a huge lifestyle change. It is just a habit that stops bleeding small dollars every month. Item number 3, convenience fees on online payments. This one has gotten worse in the last few years. You go online to pay a bill. Could be your electric bill, your water bill, your rent, your car insurance. You enter your card number, click pay, and right before it processes, a convenience fee appears. $2.50, $3, sometimes $4.99, just for the privilege of paying your bill online with a debit or credit card. I noticed this myself when I was paying a utility bill. The convenience fee was $3.50. That does not sound like much, but I pay that bill every month. That is $42 a year, just in fees, for doing something that should be free. Many billers charge this fee when you pay with a card, but waive it completely if you pay through your bank account using ACH or electronic check. Some let you set up autopay from a checking account with no fee at all. Others waive the fee if you use their own app instead of a third-party payment site. Before you pay any bill online, look at the payment options. If there is a way to pay without the convenience fee, take it. And if a company is charging you extra just to accept your payment, that is worth questioning. You should not have to pay a fee to pay a fee. Item number 4, paper statement charges. This one is almost invisible. Some banks, credit card companies, insurance providers, and utility companies charge you a fee for mailing you a paper statement. It might be $1. It might be $2 or $3. It shows up as a small line item on your bill, and most people never notice it. I found this on an old insurance bill. There was a line that said paper statement fee, $1.50, every single month. I had been paying it for over 2 years without realizing it. That is $36 gone for something I could have switched to email in about 2 minutes. Now, I understand that some people prefer paper statements, and that is completely fine. But if you are already checking your accounts online and you are already getting email notifications, there is no reason to also pay for a mailed copy you throw away without opening. Log into your accounts, check for any paper statement fees, switch to electronic statements where it makes sense. And if you do want paper, at least make sure you're not paying extra for it without knowing. This is one of those charges that companies count on you never noticing. Item number 5, delivery fees. That stack up. Ordering food delivery or groceries online has become a normal part of life for a lot of people. But the fees on those orders have quietly grown into something most people do not fully add up. You have the delivery fee, then the service fee, then the small order fee if your cart is under a certain amount, then the driver tip, then taxes calculated on the inflated menu prices, which are often higher on the app than they are in the store or restaurant. I placed a test order recently from a restaurant I go to in person sometimes. The meal was about $14 when I order it at the counter. On the delivery app, the same meal came to almost $26 after all the fees and tip. That is nearly double. And this is not a one-time thing. If you are ordering delivery 2 or 3 times a week, those fees can add up to hundreds of dollars a month that you would not spend if you picked it up yourself or cooked at home. I am not saying never use delivery. Sometimes it makes sense. But before you place the next order, look at the full checkout screen. Add up the fees. Compare it to what you would pay in person, and ask yourself if the convenience is really worth $12 extra on a $14 meal. Most of the time, the answer changes once you see the real total. Item number 6, subscription free trials. You forgot to cancel. This is one of the most common money drains in America right now. You sign up for a free trial. Maybe it is a streaming service. Maybe it is a fitness app. Maybe it is a meal kit, a cloud storage plan, a news site, or a productivity tool. You enter your card info thinking you will cancel before the trial ends. Then you forget. And now you are paying $9.99, $14.99, or even $20 a month for something you used once and never opened again. I went through my own subscriptions about 6 months ago and found 3 services I'd completely forgotten about. One was a meditation app I tried for 2 days. Another was a second cloud storage plan I did not even need because I already had one through my phone. The third was a streaming service I signed up for to watch one show and never went back to. Combined, those 3 forgotten trials were costing me almost $35 a month. That is over $400 a year. Go through your bank or credit card statement right now. Look at every recurring charge. If you do not recognize it, look it up. If you have not used it in the last 30 days, cancel it. You can always sign up again later if you actually need it. The free trial business model depends on you forgetting. Do not let that work. Item number 7, internet equipment rental fees. This is the one I mentioned at the top, and it might be the most frustrating fee on this entire list. If you are renting a modem or router from your internet provider, you are probably paying somewhere between $10 and $15 a month for equipment you could own outright for a one-time purchase. That sounds small, but do the math. At $12 a month, that is $144 a year. Over 3 years, that is over $430. For a device, you could buy yourself for $60 to $100. I was paying this fee for almost 2 years before I realized what it was. It was just a line item on my internet bill that said, equipment rental. I never questioned it. I assumed it was part of the service. It was not. It was a separate charge for a box that was sitting in the corner of my living room doing the same job a store-bought router could do. I bought my own modem and router, called my provider, returned their equipment, and that line item disappeared from my bill the next month. The equipment paid for itself in less than 3 months. Call your internet provider. Ask if you are being charged an equipment rental fee. If you are, ask what modem and router models are compatible with your service. Buy one, return theirs, and stop paying rent on a box you should own. This is one of the easiest monthly savings most people never take. Item number 8, overdraft fees and low balance charges. Banks have gotten a lot of attention for overdraft fees in the last few years, and some have reduced or eliminated them, but many banks still charge them, and many people are still getting hit. An overdraft fee typically costs somewhere around $30 to $35. That means if your account dips below zero by even a few cents, you could get charged $35 for that mistake. And if multiple small transactions hit your account while it is negative, some banks will charge you a separate fee for each one. I have heard from people who got hit with 3 overdraft fees in a single day because a few small charges cleared before their paycheck posted. That is over $100 in fees for being a day or two short. What a lot of people do not know is that you can turn off overdraft protection at most banks. That means if you do not have the money, the transaction simply gets declined instead of going through and triggering a fee. It might feel embarrassing in the moment, but it is a lot cheaper than $35. Some banks also charge a monthly maintenance fee if your balance drops below a certain amount. Check your account terms. Ask your bank what fees you are currently being charged, and if your bank is hitting you with fees regularly, compare it to online banks or credit unions that charge fewer or no fees. Your bank should not be making money off the fact that you are running low on money. Item number 9, hotel resort fees. If you have booked a hotel in the last few years, you may have run into this one. You find a room online, the rate looks great, you book it. And then when you check in, or when you look at the final receipt, there is an extra charge called a resort fee, a destination fee, an amenity fee, or a facility fee. This can be anywhere from $15 to $50 per night, and it is often not included in the price you see when you search for hotels online. It shows up later, at checkout, or on your final bill, and by that point, most people just pay it without questioning it. I noticed this on a hotel receipt after a short trip. The room was listed at $129 a night, but the final charge was $167 per night after the resort fee and taxes. That extra $38 was never shown on the booking page. These fees are supposed to cover things like pool access, gym access, or Wi-Fi. But many travelers feel like those should already be included in the room price, and in a lot of cases, you are paying the fee whether you use those amenities or not. Before you book a hotel, look for the total price, including all fees. Some booking sites now show the full cost up front. Others still hide it. Call the hotel directly and ask what the total nightly cost will be. Compare the all-in price, not just the advertised rate. This is one of those fees that feels small per night, but can add $50 to $150 to a trip you thought you budgeted for. Item number 10, phone insurance and device protection plans. When you buy a new phone, the salesperson almost always offers device protection. It sounds reasonable. For just $12 to $17 a month, your phone is covered if it breaks, cracks, or gets lost. But here is what most people do not think about. That monthly charge adds up fast. At $15 a month, you are paying $180 a year. Over 2 years, that is $360. And if you do file a claim, there is usually a deductible on top of that, which can be anywhere from $29 to $275, depending on the phone and the type of damage. So you might end up paying $360 in premiums plus a $149 deductible to replace a phone that would cost you $300 or $400 to replace outright. The math does not always work in your favor. I carried phone insurance for years before I actually looked at what I was paying versus what I would get. When I added it all up, I realized I could have just set that money aside in a savings account and covered a replacement myself if I ever needed one. Phone insurance is not always a bad idea. If you are accident prone, or if you have a very expensive device and no savings cushion, it might give you peace of mind. But for a lot of people, it is a monthly charge that quietly adds up and never gets used. Check your phone bill. See if you are paying for device protection. Look at how much you have paid so far. Compare that to the actual cost of a repair or replacement. Then decide if it still makes sense for you. Do not just keep paying because it was added to your plan 2 years ago. Item number 11, ticketing service fees. You find a concert, a game, a show, or an event you want to go to. The ticket price looks fair. You click buy, and then the checkout screen loads up with fees you did not expect. Service fee, processing fee, facility charge, order fee, sometimes even a fee for choosing electronic delivery instead of a physical ticket. I bought 2 tickets to a concert last year. The face value was $45 each. By the time I checked out, the total was over $130. That is more than $40 in fees alone on a $90 purchase. That is almost a 50% markup. These fees are built into the ticketing model, and most people just accept them because they feel like there is no alternative. But sometimes there is. Some venues sell tickets directly through their own box office with lower or no service fees. Some events offer pre-sale options through the artist or team's website with reduced charges, and sometimes buying tickets in person at the venue window eliminates the online fees entirely. Before you click buy on any ticket, check the venue's own website first. See if there is a box office option, and always look at the total cost, not just the face value of the ticket. Those fees can turn a reasonable night out into an expensive one before you even walk through the door. Item number 12, automatic subscription price increases. This is the one that gets people over time. You sign up for a subscription at one price. Maybe it is a streaming service, a cloud storage plan, a software tool, or a membership. The price feels fine when you start, but a year later, it goes up, and then it goes up again, and you never get a notification that really grabs your attention. Most companies send a short email buried in your inbox that says something like, "We are updating our pricing to continue delivering the best experience." That is corporate language for your bill is going up, and we are hoping you do not notice. I had a streaming service that started at $8.99 a month. 2 years later, it was $15.49. I only noticed because I was going through my statements for something else. That is a 72% increase that happened quietly, a couple of dollars at a time. The problem is not that prices go up. Everything goes up. The problem is that most people never reevaluate whether the service is still worth the new price. They just keep paying because it is automatic. Go through your subscriptions. Check the current price against what you originally signed up for. Ask yourself if you would sign up today at this price. If the answer is no, it might be time to cancel, downgrade, or switch to a cheaper alternative. Companies count on autopay keeping you locked in. Do not let a price increase slide by just because it came with a polite email you never opened. Now here is what all of these have in common. None of them feel like a big deal on their own. A few dollars here, a small monthly charge there, a fee you glance at and shrug off. But when you add them all together, across every bill, every account, every subscription, and every checkout screen, it can easily be hundreds of dollars a month. That is thousands of dollars a year. And the thing is, most of these fees are avoidable. Not all of them, but most of them. It just takes a few minutes of checking, a phone call, a settings change, a comparison, a cancellation. You do not have to overhaul your entire financial life. You just have to look at the charges you have been ignoring. Pick one today, check one bill, open one statement, cancel one thing you forgot about. That is how you stop the slow drain. If this video helped you spot something, hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. Give this a like so more people can see it. And drop a comment telling me the one fee or charge you found on your bill that surprised you the most. I read those comments, and a lot of our best future topics come directly from what you share. This is Better Deal Daily. We will see you in the next one. Stay sharp out there.